everyone, it's Amber. Today I'm going to be doing my fitness update and also sharing some little tips and tricks I've learned about concealing a tummy and kind of how to dress for your body shapes. Because I just had a baby recently and where I tend to gain weight is on my belly area, that's the thing I'm going to focus on the most. All right, so before I get into all the dressing stuff, I just want to give you guys a quick update. So it has been over a month since I joined 3S Fitness and I have maintained about a 5-pound weight loss, so I'm very excited about that. Also, I have started to see things change in my body. I am starting to get a little bit of muscle definition. I used to have a lot more of this, and then over the years it's kind of gone down, and I've been very self-conscious about my arms, and sometimes in videos when my arms are like showing, I'm like, let's edit that part out, because I haven't felt like I have nice muscular but lean looking arms. I just felt like they're really flabby and out of shape. And so I'm really excited about that progress I'm seeing in my arms. If you guys have any more questions about 3S Fitness and my journey, I will go ahead and link up here the video where I talk about how I started, what it is, and how it's helped me with my weight loss. So in my body shape, I have kind of an hourglass figure. I'm an hourglass figure in the fact that I have wide shoulders and wide hips. I tend to hold weight in my thighs and in my stomach. And I know stomach tend to be more apple, hips and thighs tend to be more pear-shaped. So honestly, everyone can be kind of a combination of things because I know I definitely am. So with my stomach area, I have lost about an inch off my stomach, which is awesome. But I also have started to lose weight in my waist itself. Since I'm so tall, I have kind of a smaller waist. And then I have my stomach area that tends to be bigger where I obviously was pregnant. And with me starting to lose weight, it's like my waist is shrinking, but it almost makes my belly look larger, and it kind of makes me look like I'm like 3 to 4 months pregnant. If you tend to carry weight in your belly, you know how horrible it is when someone asks you the dreaded question, are you pregnant?
Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant?
And there's nothing worse than hearing those words if 1, you're not pregnant, 2, you've just had a baby and don't want to look pregnant. 3, you might struggle with infertility and you're like, yeah, I wish I could be pregnant, and saying that makes it even more hurtful. 4, you've never been pregnant, you don't want to be pregnant, and you definitely don't want to look pregnant. I don't know why people ask that unless you're like very obviously pregnant or talking about a baby. It's very hurtful, and it can really damage your self-esteem when people make comments about the way you look, especially when it comes to the belly region. So when you're working out, starting to lose weight, your body will go through lots of different shapes. And it's not like you can just spot reduce. Like I can't just do a million sit-ups and have nice flat abs. Like I have to burn fat all over my body to be able to lose that weight off my stomach, which can be hard, and it can make your body look a little awkward, and you can go through some weird stages where maybe your skin's a little hangy, or there's just a lot of things. I think you think fitness, you're gonna start working out and you're suddenly gonna be like toned and tight and stuff, but there's a lot of hard times along the way where you're struggling, you're sweating it out in the gym or in your home, you're running, you're doing weightlifting, all these things, and sometimes you don't see that progress right away, and sometimes you still feel like even though you're on your journey to be fit and strong, you still have some problem areas that you want to cover up or just flatter your body in a nice positive way. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Some of the things that have helped me kind of conceal my baby belly, or mommy pooch as some people call it, or if you are just apple shaped and tend to wear a little more weight around your tummy, hopefully these will be helpful to you. The first thing I want to talk about is not necessarily relating to how you dress, but just shopping in general, and that is vanity sizing. I've seen a lot of like news articles and videos talking about vanity sizing, and basically what that is that companies will either make their sizes smaller or make them bigger depending on what kind of customers they want to attract. Now, retailers like Old Navy tend to have their sizes bigger. So I can go in there and wear a size medium in Old Navy. When I go to another store, I might be an extra large. So it's very, very hard to find a size when you could be all over the place. You could be anywhere from an 8 to a 14 or a 14 to a 22. I mean, like, the sizing is so crazy that you don't know where you're at. And some stores, to promote people to buy more, will make their sizes bigger. So like for me, if I wear a size 8 in Old Navy and I wear a size 14 in another brand, I'm obviously going to want to shop at Old Navy because I'm like, oh, I'm a size 8 here. And we get that idea that the number matters, even though the sizing is exactly the same. it makes us want to shop there more, and that's kind of their theory behind that. Well, then you also get very high-end people who are making luxury clothes, and you go in there and you're a size 8 maybe at Old Navy, and suddenly they don't even make a size big enough to fit you. You know, you might be a size 4 and you go in there and you're a size 12 and you're like, what? They want to have very thin people and model-esque type bodies wearing their clothes, which is dumb because people should make clothes for all shapes and sizes. Anyway, that's just something to be aware of, so don't be discouraged if you try on a size and you're like, man, I got down to a 14, and you go into another store and you're a size 18 again, and you're like, what happened? Like, did I gain weight? It's all relative. The sizes are relative. You can compare 2 different sizes from 2 different stores and they can be completely different. So don't let vanity sizing and those kind of things really make you feel like you're not accomplishing your goals or whatever, and just find clothes that fit you no matter what the tag says. If it bothers you, just cut it out, because honestly, nobody looks at it and it doesn't matter, and none of them are true to waist size anyway. So when you're looking for clothes, I tend to find that when I'm in between sizes and I'm working out and trying to lose weight, I don't want to spend a lot of money. So if I can find things that are fitting and flattering, like at a thrift store or someplace where you know you can get good deals, or a Target or someplace where things are a little less expensive, that's where I'm going to go, because I want to feel good while I'm losing weight. I don't want to invest a lot of money in these in-between sizes, especially if I'm still consistently working on a diet that's going to hopefully help me to lose weight a little bit. So when you're working with body types, we all have things that we don't like about our bodies, and we all have things that we do like our bodies. And what my thing is I try to accentuate what you love. If you have a great booty, which I don't, I have large thighs and a flat butt. I don't know why. But if you've got it, like, work what you've got. Make your body type work for you. Everyone's going to have different things that are going to be their favorite features on their body, and accentuate the things about your body that you like the most. Sometimes people get into their mind that you have to be skinny to be beautiful, and that is definitely not the case. It's all about being confident in your body type, being fit, and being healthy, but that doesn't necessarily come with a specific number. There's not a specific goal number that I need to be beautiful. That's just not the way it is. And so if you kind of get that out of your mind that you need to be a specific size, I think you'll be a lot happier and you'll enjoy the changes in your body with your strengthening and being able to have more energy and the other benefits of exercise, and not so much focusing on I need to be this specific size, because not all bodies are meant to be specific sizes. It's just the way we are. So it's just finding the styles of clothes that work best for your body. And you will probably know what styles those are, because they are the pieces you grab for over and over again. If you've got a bunch of clothes hanging in your closet and you're like, it's cute, but I never wear it, there's probably a reason why. It probably doesn't fit properly. It doesn't flatter you the right way. There's something with it. And if you don't like it, it doesn't flatter you, then just get rid of it, because there's no point in keeping clothes around that make you feel bad because they don't look the best they can on your body. I see a lot of people that want to be a specific size. They want to squeeze into those smaller jeans, and sometimes that comes with other downfalls. Like, you can have a nice smooth silhouette wearing a specific size, and then if you go down a size, sometimes it creates rolls and bumps, and it just makes you look actually bigger than you are, versus if you go up a size and everything's smooth and nice, and if everything fits the way it's supposed to, it might flatter your body the best way possible, instead of accentuating the fact that we all have a little rolls and a little soft skin around our tummies and all that kind of stuff. So these are the things that work for me. They may not work for your body type, but they're the ways that I flatter my body the best. First off is I don't wear a tight top and a tight bottom. When I wear a tight top and a tight bottom, whether a skirt or shorts or leggings, it just seems like it shows every little curve in your body. It tends to make me feel self-conscious because I feel like everyone can see everything. That's not saying that you can't rock, a tight dress or something if you feel confident in that. And if you do, then that is awesome. But for me, I feel a little more self-conscious when I'm wearing a tight top and a tight bottom. So what I tend to do is wear kind of a more flowy shirt if I'm wearing leggings or skinny jeans. Or if I want to wear a tighter top, I might wear something a little more high-waisted, or I'd wear a skirt or something to kind of conceal the bottom half, so it gives you kind of that nice proportion and it doesn't draw attention to my middle, which is what I don't want to do. The next thing I like to do is find shirts that kind of skim over your curves and kind of accentuate you without being clingy And sometimes having a flowy top is nice because it kind of grazes over your tummy instead of being really tight on it and making that belly look a little more apparent. It just kind of conceals it a little bit more, which is nice. I'll do the same thing with skirts. You can have a skirt that kind of comes over your hips and comes straight down, which can be a lot more flattering than sometimes the skirts that just cup right underneath and just make your hips look bigger or wider or whatever. So for me, I like to have skirts that are a little more skimming and not so tight and clingy. The next thing I try to avoid is really thin fabrics. Sometimes you get these fabrics that are almost like see-through and kind of like stretchy and silky, and it seems like when you wear those, it's like you can see every little thing. Like if your bra is not quite right, like you can see the lines in it. And like if you had a tank top underneath, like if it gets bunchy, they like show everything. And so for me, those are fabrics I like to avoid, especially when they're tight, because it just makes me feel like you can see every little bump and wrinkle in my clothes. And sometimes it looks bunchy and all that kind of stuff, and I just don't like it. The next thing I like to do is wear a jacket or layers. Layering is a great way to conceal if you've got a little extra on the middle, because having that jacket or some other kind of bulk on the sides kind of helps balance it out. And with jackets, you can always tie them at the waist or kind of accentuate it that way. And it can draw away from the fact that you've got belly and make your body look a little bit more proportionate. The other thing that I found is trying to avoid clothes that have too much bulk around the middle. Sometimes if you do carry a little extra weight in your middle and then you have a shirt that's like ruched right over the middle or something like that, it'll just draw attention to it. Also, even though I have a small waist and I like to accentuate that, I have to make sure that I don't go too tight, because if I go too tight on my waist and then it flares out, it immediately starts looking like a baby doll dress, and then it looks like maternity, pregnant, that kind of thing. So I have to avoid that, because I do like to wear baby doll dresses, but I have worn those and been asked if I was pregnant and I wasn't pregnant, and it really hurt my feelings. And I just thought, okay, I have to realize that when I wear these type of baby doll dresses, people associate that sometimes with pregnancy, and so I have to be okay with the fact that people might think that I'm pregnant. So when I like belt a dress, for example, or a tunic, I try to make it a little bit looser so it shows off my curves, but it doesn't go in so tight that it actually makes it look like I've got more of a belly than I do. A lot of times when I wear a pencil skirt, you know, it's nice to kind of tuck everything in and make it smooth. But when you're struggling with losing that weight around your middle, sometimes tucking it in and adding more bulk to the area just makes it look more obvious. So I find just leaving things untucked and kind of flowing out in front is the most flattering way when I'm working with like a pencil skirt. If you're going for a night out and you want to wear a really nice bodycon dress or something that's a little more form-fitting, I wear shapewear. I don't wear shapewear on a daily basis because I am what I am, and that's fine. But if you do have a special event and you want to wear a specialty item, you know, feel bad if you get some shapewear just to make everything look smooth, tuck things in, especially if you had a baby. Your skin and stuff is going to be kind of soft and squishy, and you feel like you could just like kind of roll it up and tuck it inside. I know that's how I feel some days. So those kind of things can be really nice. And if you've got a little bit more money, I did see advertised on Facebook that Spanx is now making leggings, which actually just suck everything in and make you look awesome and nice and firm and toned. So I know they were quite expensive. I think they were $80 to $100, but if you've got the money to invest in something like that, it probably could be a good option for you. So those are just a few of my tips on how I have been able to conceal my little bit of a belly. These are, again, things that I say that helps me, and when I wear these kind of items, I feel my best. I get people saying, "Oh, Amber, you look great." You know, I feel like I'm a little more confident, and that's really what it's about for me. Of course, if you're confident in the exact opposite of this, then you should do that, because everyone should be allowed to wear what they want, what makes them feel the best. And that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!